If you're considering a move to New Hampshire but can't figure out where you'd actually fit in, this one is for you. Because let's be honest, that live free or die spirit feels a lot different in the quiet, woodsy North Country than it does down south, where half the state is commuting to Boston. I'm giving you the full guide to the best spots in the Granite State. I'll cover what you need to know, the real cost of living, like current home prices and rent ranges, and the stuff you can't just Google, like the actual vibe of a town, the good, the bad, and which places are worth a look. Let's figure out where you belong. Starting with Conway. First, it's the gateway to the White Mountains and a paradise for nature lovers. Nestled in the Mount Washington Valley, located in the eastern part of the state, in Carroll County. As the base gateway to the White Mountains, its economy and lifestyle are heavily influenced by seasonal tourism. The population swells in the summer and fall, leading to significant traffic, particularly along the main thoroughfares in the bustling village of North Conway. July 4th weekend was just about as busy as it gets. Downtown is always backed up for a mile with out-of-state plates. Good thing they made the West Side bypass road so you can avoid most of that. While this influx supports a vibrant local economy and premier amenities like the tax-free shopping at Settlers Green Outlet Village, also home to the scenic Kankomegas Highway. It's a very touristy area, so basically everything is going to be more expensive. But despite the tourists, Conway maintains a strong community feel. The cost of living is generally 7% below the national average, with the median household income of $59,000. The median home price is $520,000, and the average rent is around $1,700. Its location in the middle of the White Mountain National Forest means you've got world-class hiking, Class 5 river kayaking, rock climbing, and in the winter, premier skiing and snowboarding at resorts like Cranmore Mountain. Overall life in Conway is connected to the seasons, offering both peace and adventure. But it's only good if you have a remote job or are in the hospitality or tourism-related industries. There isn't a lot of well-paying jobs in the area unless you want to commute. Let us focus now on Manchester, New Hampshire's sole urban center, largest city, and strident economic engine. There definitely is a vibe here. It's a beautiful area. You've got the mountains not too far north and Boston not too far south. They lean into the seasons like no place else. As for the culture, it's quite complete. You can find the Currier Museum of Art and Southern New Hampshire University Arena, which hosts major concerts and sports events, not to mention the positive youthful vibe with Southern New Hampshire University and the University of New Hampshire, Manchester. University means that the diversity is great, and you can find some decent food options, easily beating out any other place in the state on variety alone. Let's talk real estate. The median home price is at $440,000. For renting, you can find homes for an average monthly rent of $1,850. The median household income at $78,000. Neighborhoods have character too, which is nice. The West Side has a French-Canadian flair with street names like Chez Vachon. The tree streets by Stanton Park have a Latin theme, and there's lots of great South American food. The North End has amazing Queen Anne and Victorian homes that present some of the best roaring 1920s residential architecture in all of New Hampshire. I am just amazed at the transformation of Manchester, those old historic brick mill buildings on the banks of the Merrimack River. They have now been transformed into modern, stylish apartments, bustling university classrooms, and sleek offices of growing tech and healthcare firms. But I would try to stay away from the busier areas of the city in general. Elm Street, Hanover Street, Bridge Street, Manchester Street, just to name a few. There are some suburbs up by the line of Goffstown that are really nice. I would recommend checking those out. Overall, you got excellent infrastructure with easy access to airports, buses, highways, and major sports events, but with limited nightlife and high drink prices. The next one is a top-ranked university town, Durham. It's a small town in New Hampshire along Great Bay's serene waters, and it's consistently ranked as one of the very best places to live in the state, and for good reasons. Lots of fun restaurants and bars. There's nightlife every weekend. be it bars or parties, and about 30 minutes from the ocean. It's a nice town, but it's a college town that revolves entirely around being home to the state's largest institution, the University of New Hampshire, which sits at the heart of the community. There's a grocery store right next to campus and a couple of restaurants and coffee shops in the little downtown area. But there isn't much to do off campus within walking distance. Not sure if you've ever been to Portsmouth, but it's a cute little city, and buses go there from campus every day, which makes it a nice option when you want to go somewhere besides campus. The town is extremely safe. It's super walkable, and there's nature everywhere. You got easy access to the serene waters of the Great Bay. Yeah, living in Durham is ridiculously expensive. The median home price sits around $690,000, but the median household income is also quite strong at $110,000. The average monthly rent is around $2,100, which is pretty reasonable. Surrounding towns are much more reasonable, plus you won't have to deal with drunk college kids. If you look south of Durham, you'll find Newmarket, Newfields, Stratham, and Exeter. But the housing markets here are arguably as difficult as the Dover, Portsmouth areas. Let's talk about commute. Boston is super close by train. You can go to Portsmouth or York Beach easily, too. The medical facilities nearby, Dover's Wentworth Douglas Hospital and Portsmouth hospitals, are very good. Also, you're an hour away from Boston. The only downside is that the winters are a bummer, but the forests in the winter are pretty beautiful. You can do groceries at the Mill Plaza grocery store, but if you're willing to drive 15 to 20 minutes to Demoulas in Barrington or other stores in Dover for groceries, you'll save 10 to 15%. Moving on from that local hack, our next stop is Nashua. Nashua has everything you can ask for: good neighborhoods, shopping, good schools. Nightlife isn't like a big city, but there are bars, breweries, and even a couple of smaller casinos. This area is located approximately 20 miles south of Manchester, in the southern side of the state. It's also the second largest city, centrally located in New England, where you can make day trips to the mountains, beaches, and Boston. It has a nice downtown with some good restaurants and a brand new performing arts center. There are plenty of shopping options not found elsewhere in the state, like Aldi, BJ's Wholesale, Costco, Trader Joe's, and Whole Foods. It's an hour to Boston, an hour to the seacoast, an hour and a half to the White Mountains. Not a lot of places can say they have that kind of central location. Nashua is very spread out. You can be on one side of town and have a somewhat countryside feel to it, yet you're 15 minutes from a nice old small mill town downtown. The South End is a zoo on the weekends. For outdoor recreation, the expansive Mine Falls Park provides a green oasis with miles of trails right in the city's center. It has Mine Falls Park with an extensive trail system, so lots of green space. Restaurant culture is actually very good. Main Street has non-chain restaurants that are really good at what they do. The best part of Nashua is its convenience. It has all the shopping options you could need in town. There are 3 main grocery store chains around here: Stop and Shop, Hanover, and Market Basket. The city is in a citywide infrastructure improvement phase, with streets being repaved throughout. The median household income is $97,000, whereas the median home price is around $495,000 to $625,000, and the average rent is $1,490 to $1,850. It's an extremely car-centric area. It's safe, although it has problems like any other city. I would say the cons are primarily a sense of culture or identity. Within Nashua itself, the restaurant scene is lacking, and not much for live music. But like I mentioned, you have Boston and Portsmouth an hour away, so that stuff is still accessible. It's just a matter of priorities. Up next, we have Littleton. Located in Grafton County, this area also lies in the White Mountains region. It's a nice town with everything you really need: a decent-sized population of younger people, and a better local economy than many of the surrounding areas. Here, the median household income is $54,545. It's not as tourism-driven as towns like Lincoln, Woodstock, or North Conway, which means a more consistent population and less traffic jams. But there are a lot of dental offices for some reason. And Littleton's downtown has been recognized by Fodor's Travel Guide as one of America's 10 best towns and main streets. It's filled with unique shops, great restaurants, and a brewery, offering a lively atmosphere that isn't solely dependent on tourism. Let's talk real estate. The median home price is $425,000, and the average rent is around $720 to $1,400. This is an interstate running right through it, which means more people are going to stop there when traveling. Talking about traffic, RT 302 doesn't get a fraction of the traffic that 93 gets. It's the main hub from Quebec to Boston. Plus, you have all the Vermonters coming over for tax-free shopping. Berlin is still 45 minutes to Sunday River, so not really close at all. Cannon, Bretton Woods, and Loon are all closer to Littleton. Okay, that's enough. The next one is the state capital, Concord. Located in Merrimack County, the mountains are an hour away. All 4 seasons are spectacular, especially winter. There are no wildfires, no drought, tornadoes, or even Texas-shaped heat. Weather is a factor. Summers are not as hot and humid as Florida, but winters are freezing with snow and ice, and a few months of mud season in spring. Pretty nice community, pretty good food, and a hell of a location. It's a little big, though it is barely a city by any standard outside New England. It's a little expensive, especially since downtown was remodeled. Housing in Concord can be pricey. The median home price is $440,000, and the median household income is $94,000. The average rent is $1,430 to $1,980. Housing is non-existent, but that's the entire country right now. Concord is easy commuting distance to Bow, Pembroke, Loudoun, and Boscawen, which open up some more options for you. The homeless problem is getting steadily worse. It's everywhere, though. Renting is a nightmare, and homes are overpriced. There is a very large, older population, and they are very judgmental. But it's kinda just safe. Very little crime here. And it's definitely not a city. It's much more aligned with a big town. Overall, the businesses here are great and the food wonderful, but there just isn't nightlife. Up next, we have Amherst. Nestled within Hillsborough County, the heart of the town is its picturesque village green, complete with an old-fashioned country store. It's a quiet, safe town with a lot of families, famous for its town-wide Halloween trick-or-treating event where the village center is closed to traffic. There are a lot of families with kids here because of Amherst has pretty high taxes for being child-free. The number one reason many families choose Amherst is its highly rated public school system. Schools like Souhegan Cooperative High School, Amherst Middle School, and Clark Wilkins Elementary are known for their excellence and strong community support. This desirable way of life is seen in the housing market, where homes are often situated on generous, wooded properties, providing seclusion and a sense of escape. Still, accepting life in Amherst involves grasping New Hampshire's specific financial viewpoint. The state presents considerable advantages, like no income or sales tax, yet balances this with some of the highest property taxes in the country, roughly $27 per 1,000 of assessed value. This may result in an annual tax expense of $10,000 to $15,000 for a typical $700,000 home. The median home price is $664,000 in June 2025. The average rent for a one-bedroom apartment is around $2,064, while a two-bedroom is $2,808. And the median household income is $165,714, according to Data USA. While it feels rural and peaceful, it's far from isolated. It's just a short drive to the bustling retail corridor on Route 101A, with access to Target, Walmart, grocery stores, and restaurants in neighboring Milford and Nashua. It's also located halfway between New Hampshire's 2 largest cities, Manchester and Nashua. The next one is the Bedford. Bedford is cool. It stands out as one of the most popular and sought-after areas for families with children. The vibe is often described as a bit more pinkies out and is a place where residents are proud to live. It's generally quieter and more family-focused than neighboring Merrimack or Manchester. It doesn't have a traditional walkable downtown, but there are community hubs like Joppa Hill Farm and the town pool. You get the best of both worlds. Bedford has a quiet, suburban feel with plenty of privacy, but it's just a 10 to 15-minute drive from Manchester, the state's largest city. They have a nice town center area at Market and Main with restaurants and shopping. It's close to highways and the airport. The school district is consistently ranked among the best in the state. This is the #1 reason families move to Bedford. If education is a top priority, Bedford is hard to beat. There are lots of rich people. If you are rich, you will fit right in. The median home price is whopping $860,000, with a household income of $160,000 per year. The average rent for a studio in the area is set at $1,500, with one-bedroom apartments at $1,840 and two-bedroom apartments at $2,650. I really like the development they're doing here, too. But if you got a job in Bedford, there are more rural towns to the west to live in, or Manchester, more urban to the east. Bedford itself is okay, mainly Route 101. There are a few nice restaurants and shops, a lot of suburbia and upscale condominiums. It's the richest town in New Hampshire. It is more expensive, but it also has a much lower crime rate than Manchester. Most of Manchester's crime is drug-related, and there is quite a bit of it, comparable to large cities. Along the Connecticut River in the western region of the state, Hanover distinguishes itself as one of the best places to live in New Hampshire. It's a quaint college town, home to Dartmouth College, making it something of a college town, but not traditionally so, much quieter. But you have access to the Hopkins Center for the Arts, the Hood Museum of Art, world-class lectures, an intellectually curious community. Beyond the college, the public school system is considered one of the absolute best in the nation. It's an interstate district shared with Norwich, Vermont, and families move here specifically for the academic rigor and quality of education at schools like Hanover High. It's centrally located in the Upper Valley. It's a great place if you don't mind a few things. The cost of living in the area is where things take a turn. Housing is probably the biggest impediment to moving here quickly and easily. Hanover's median home price is around $900,000 to over $1 million, and rental cost is anywhere from $1.4 thousand for a studio up to $3.5 thousand for a 4 to 5 bedroom home. Hanover is expensive, no doubt. This is due to the zoning restrictions that make building more housing quite difficult, the proximity to the college, and the proximity to the large hospital system in the area, Dartmouth-Hitchcock. The market is incredibly competitive, with locals advising you to secure housing before even thinking about moving. But the median household income is very high, often cited as over $160,000. Nature is a huge part of life here. The famous Appalachian Trail runs right through the center of town. You're surrounded by the white and green mountains. The Connecticut River has endless hikes in the area, and the Ocean Beach is an hour-and-a-half drive away to the east. The weather is tough for people not from the area. The summer is pleasant, the fall is lovely, and the winter is extremely cold and lasts longer than you might think. And top of the list, we have Portsmouth, located in Rockingham County, on the state's southeastern coast at the mouth of the Piscataqua River. Being right on the Piscataqua River means you're just a quick drive from the ocean. You get all the perks of coastal living, like beautiful beaches, boating, and fresh seafood, without being in a sleepy beach town. The vibe is a great small city with a quintessential New England feel. You're about an hour from Boston and an hour from Portland, Maine. This gives you easy access to two major cities while living in a more relaxed, community-focused environment. It's a great place to live with a cool, modern vibe. Absolutely no shortage of bars, restaurants, and venues. The downtown area is also definitely one of the most diverse areas in New Hampshire. This is the biggest con you'll hear. Portsmouth is expensive, especially when it comes to housing. Good luck finding a house for anything less than like $700,000. Even the new condos start at $695,000. The median home price is even higher at $825,000, and the average rent is around $2,400. The median household income is also high at $106,000. Route 1. Corridor is also seeing a lot of new development with a mix of residential and commercial projects. I would recommend checking out Arbor View at the Woodlands or the Pines of Portsmouth. They're in a nice area to live, located just off Route 1, so it's easy to travel, except one bedrooms to start in the mid-$2,400, and two bedrooms are closer to $3,000. If you want something affordable around it, there are also nice places within like 15 or 20 minutes. Many people who work in Portsmouth end up living in surrounding towns like Dover, Kittery, and Maine right across the bridge, but you'll have to pay Maine's state income tax or even further inland to find more affordable options. Prices are still going to be way higher than what you're used to, but it'd still be nice old New England towns. This is one of America's oldest towns, and you feel it everywhere. You can explore the Strawberry Banquet Museum or check out the USS Albacore Museum. There's a strong art scene with the Music Hall and Seacoast Repertory Theater, bringing in great shows. And that's a wrap-up. Which one is your favorite place? Or did I miss your favorite? Let me know in the comments. And don't forget to like and subscribe for the best places in the States. See you in the next one.